Sebastian knew better than most the power of such rules. He stared at Georgiana across the ballroom, surrounded by eager swains. She was here as a distinguished guest, whereas he had only been invited as a local gentleman and distant relation to the Earl. Someone who could be relied upon to dance with every wallflower and flirt outrageously with each widow. His lack of prospects were all that prevented her from considering him as a potential suitor. If he were wealthy and titled, then she would see him. He tossed that thought around his brain, tried to convince himself of its truth. Tried to believe she was the kind of woman who cared about status and money. She was not. He watched Georgiana curtsy prettily to Lord Harwood, Lord Stratton's son and heir, and his new bride. Georgiana tilted her head, her long neck graceful, the pearls around her throat and elegant white dress proclaiming to one and all her eligible status as a wealthy debutante. Lovely. Angelic. Always just out of reach. Sebastian would just watch her from a safe distance. That would be enough. But his feet had other ideas, apparently, as he soon found himself threading through the ballroom toward her. As he drew near, her head swiveled and his heart thundered as he saw recognition dawn. One of her wide, glorious smiles lit up her face, warm and welcoming. It was enough to slay a man. His emotions seesawed between excitement and dread, neither emotion quite gaining the upper hand. He swallowed tight and hard. There was no helping a greeting now. "Miss Knight, it is a pleasure to see you." Sebastian performed a short bow and gave her his melting smile, the one that his mother said could charm birds from trees. Granted, mothers had to say such things. But Georgiana returned the smile in full measure. She was something of an expert in melting smiles herself, Sebastian realized. The kind that turned one's insides to pudding. "Mr. Carew, what a delight!" Georgiana curtsied in return. Her brother cocked a curious eyebrow and she turned to him. "James, this is one of my friends from my time with Grandmama, Mr. Sebastian Carew. Remember? I believe you may have met. Mr. Carew, may I present my older brother, Mr. James Knight." Sebastian executed another of his flawless bows, noting the resemblance between James Knight and his younger sister. Golden hair, shockingly blue eyes, that same wide smile. "Carew, eh?" Knight asked, also bending in greeting. "Any relation to John Carew, the Earl of Stratton?" Knight gestured toward the elegant silver-haired Earl across the room. "Distantly. My father died when I was a babe, and my mother remarried the local vicar." Knight nodded, his gaze casually scanning Sebastian's attire. Noting the serviceable coat which didn't fit quite as tightly as it should, the boots still shabby despite the hours spent polishing them. All the subtle telltale marks that did not add up to money, to prospects. There was no judgment or condemnation in Knight's eyes, thank goodness, unlike other powerful men. But there was an air of dismissal. That quiet assessment which instantly placed Sebastian into a box labelled "Not eligible for my sister." A look with which Sebastian was long familiar. The orchestra struck up the first bars of a waltz. "Don't do it. Do not ask her. Miss Knight, may I have the honour of this dance?" He asked her. Even a poor, distant relation of the Earl of Stratton deserved a moment of heaven. A tiny taste of the life he would never have. "Of course, Mr. Carew. I would be honoured." She placed her hand in his. Even through gloves her fingers seared. "Miss Knight?" she murmured as he led her to the dance floor. Really, Sebastian, have we become so formal as that? Oh, how he had missed the sound of her voice in his ear. "Well, I decided to have pity on your reputation and not call you Georgie with everyone looking on," he chuckled lowly. She gave him another lushly wide smile and playful tap with her fan.